Okay, another thing I would like to encourage you guys to do too today as we listen to the training that Yvonne's going to present to us is to be curious. I love curiosity and listen to understand, not to always have like a point of view, but listen to understand and show respect for each other's questions. And we need to suspend judgment on people's questions because I think everyone's questions are legitimate. And also be authentic in what you're asking and welcome that authenticity from everybody else. And be purposeful of sharing the airspace. If you have a question, it's great to ask questions, but we don't want to dominate the space by only us talking. So we're going to give airspace to everybody that's here. All right. So thank you guys for that. If you would continue, introduce yourself in the chat. We'll get started in just a few minutes. And what I'm going to do now is introduce Yvonne. You guys probably saw her bio that I sent to you through the email, but I just believe it's a good idea to bring that a person's bio public, and because it has not been recorded. So we're going to do that now, and you kind of get a different, the same information, but it will be lasting for us because we'll upload this to our YouTube site. So Yvonne Brandon, we are so glad that you're here today. She is a retired marketing executive who, after 23 years with IBM, moved to Redmond, Washington to join Microsoft. She's really been around in the arena of technology. And she said she was horrified by the election of you know who. And so she retired in 2017 and joined Indivisible East Side, where she currently serves on the steering committee. She and driving Get Out the Vote activities. She also serves as a communication chair with the Democrats for Diversity and Inclusion, DDI, social action chair for the Bellevue alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. Is that what he said? Incorporated, and was a delegate to the 2022 Washington State Democratic Convention. In 2020, she and three California retired marketing executives formed Freedom Writers Collaborative, a multi-state indivisible chapter whose sole mission is creating social media toolkits to amplify progressive causes and national candidates using automation and thousands of social media influencers on multiple platforms. Yep, she will now begin to share her work, answer your questions, and encourage you to share the toolkits that she will show in her work today. So Yvonne, we are delighted that you're here. I am so glad to have met you through Indivisible and then our People of Color Caucus, I believe is when I first met you. So welcome aboard, and you just take it away. The stage is yours.
All right. Well, thank you, Evelyn, so much for inviting me, and thank all of you for showing up today when you could, be sleeping in. But I wanted to really just stress that I'm happy to be here, to share this with you, because I truly believe that we have a unique opportunity to save our democracy, and we need to get to as many people as we possibly can. But before I start, can I ask if you could raise your physical or virtual hand and let me know if you are on social media or spend time on social media. It could be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, any of them. You do? Great. Oh, good. Okay. I didn't see Deborah raise her virtual hand, but whether you're on social media or not, I bet you know people who are. And in that case, by the end of this presentation, I hope that not only will you use these toolkits yourself, but that you'll share them with others, because younger voters especially live on these platforms and they get their news from these platforms. So by sharing these thoughts with them, they can propagate the materials and hopefully get the word out that this is a very important election. So let me first, I'll take you through what we do, and then I'll introduce you to the team on the left there. We are, as Evelyn said, a multi-state chapter. 3 of our members live in California, and I live here in Washington State. What we do is we create this kind of content that tries to drive awareness and promote progressive causes and candidates and incentivize people to vote And we also try to expose this clown car that the MAGA Republican Party has turned into. And we use a lot of sarcasm in our writing. But our messaging is generally it's always research tested, so we know which words are resonate with the audience, and it has been tested by people who know what they're doing, actual research firms. Um, we use the toolkits are grouped kind of by subject, and I'm going to take you on kind of a demo to show you in a few minutes. But it enables the user to choose ready-made posts that can be shared on a variety of platforms just by clicking a button. So we also partner with the organization called Demcast. Are you familiar with Demcast? Oh, no? Okay. They are a social media organization as well. And we actually, they host our toolkits on their social platform, which automates our distribution ability to get it out to more people. Since I think 2022 is when we really got going. The four of us have created like 100 toolkits, each containing anywhere between 10 and 30 memes with sample text. And in a few minutes, I'll show you the actual toolkits and what they look like. But over the 2 years we've been a group working together, Freedom Writers has amassed more than 21,000 followers on Twitter alone. But we are on multiple platforms, and we tend to acquire at least 1,000 new followers every month. It's pretty phenomenal. So now let me take you on a quick introduction of the team. Folks over here on the left. Janie at the top next to me, she works as an intellectual property rights attorney, but she and I split responsibilities for writing the text that accompany the memes and the copy for twice weekly emails that deliver new toolkits to our social media influencers. James, the gentleman in the white jacket, is an incredibly talented professional graphic artist and certainly one of the most creative minds I've ever encountered. And I worked with the ad agencies in New York, but he's incredible. In fact, fun fact here. Do you remember the Moscow Mitch billboard in Kentucky a couple of years ago? And then, of course, the Warnock Ossoff billboards down in Georgia. James created those. Yeah, he's phenomenal. The gentleman in the glasses there is Jeffrey, and he's a brilliant marketing strategist and someone I worked closely with at IBM for nearly 2 decades. Well, Jeff not only manages the multiple platforms that automate our content, he also brokered our relationship with Demcast to host the toolkits, and he meets weekly with Speaker Emeritus Nancy Pelosi and her strategy team. So we get an awful lot of our content as a result of his interactions with Speaker Pelosi. So as far as the content goes, as I mentioned earlier, we use a lot of humor and sarcasm to tie all Republicans to the MAGA movement. MAGA tests very, very well. Everybody on right, left, and in the middle understand what MAGA means. So what we do is we expose the Republican Party as being too extreme. We mock their ridiculous culture wars and disclose that they are a cult. They're not just a party anymore. They're a cult. They're unable to legislate. As we can see, it took them, 15 votes to get a speaker, and then they got rid of him and got another one. They can't legislate. They can't come up with any real solutions, and they have the same slim margin that Nancy Pelosi had when she was Speaker of the House. So they're just too extreme to be trusted with our government. And of course, the Democrats come in as the American heroes who care about our families and about our freedoms. Freedom is another word that resonates very well. So we'll use that. But they're just, as this emblem says, there's a lot of hypocrisy on the other side. So let me share this. These are some of the toolkits. We currently have 48 live issues toolkits with memes and text that can be used with just a click of a button on multiple platforms. We also host videos on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And for the 2022 elections, we created 120 candidate memes. And for 2024, we've already started working on the senatorial candidate memes, and we'll start creating the US House content just as soon as the runoffs have all taken place and we know which Democrat is running against which MAGA Republican. These are the current inventory of our videos, and in just a little while, I'm going to play one of those videos for you called Shout It from the Rooftops, which shines a positive light on the accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration. We have a lot of negative stuff out there about the other side, but we really need to show, it's important that we show what the Biden administration has been doing. So I'm going to take you first on kind of directly to our website so that you can see what these toolkits look like. And then I'm going to just open up a couple of them and show you what the memes look like. So I hope this works. Yep. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to scroll. Let me get this out of the way. I'm just going to scroll a little bit so that you can see what some of the subjects are. Now, behind every one of these, what we call tiles, are the toolkits. I mentioned earlier that we have between 10 and 30 memes underneath each one of these tiles. And I just want you to see what some of the categories are. And then I'm going to go back to the top and, oh, where'd it go? Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. I want to show you what some of the memes look like. So this is the most recent one. Donald Trump is a national security threat. I think we all know that. But we
Should we be seeing something on our side?
you can't see it?
No, we only see the screen that says the Freedom Writers Collaborative with the
Oh. Oh, okay. Then I guess I need to stop share and reshare. Wait, I need to share. Hold tight. Okay, this is all you can see? Okay.
Yeah, we were just seeing the initial screen that you put up, the slide that you put up.
All right. I'm gonna unshare and then reshare. Gee, it worked on my side. Oh, shucks. Wait a minute. I know what I have to do. Okay, now reshare. Where did you all go? There you are. Okay, here we go. I think it's this one. Shucks. Okay, here we go. Okay, can you see this now?
We can, yes, there you go.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay, so now you can see the toolkits, the tiles I was talking about. And like I said, behind each tile, there are the memes and the text. And I just want you to be able to see what some of the categories are. So I'm just going to kind of slowly expose them. Okay. And then go back up to the top. And I want to show you what can you see this now?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. So
The
I'm
one
going
that
to pick
says national security threat?
yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to just go to my favorite. I spend a lot of time on Twitter because that's where we have most of our followers. So I just want to show you what some of these memes look like. I want you to be able to read the text. Are you able to see these? Perfect. Okay, excellent. Okay. So James is our graphic artist. You know, he's pretty good at sarcasm himself. So thanks, Daddy. Can you cash it? You can crash at my place. And so I love this one. International bribe money. Anyway, I'll go back now and hopefully be able to share a second toolkit with you that's more positive, and that is trifecta. Can you see a trifecta, or do I need to screen share again?
This one says what Democrats could do with the president. Yeah, this is trifecta.
Yes, good. Okay. Yes, that's what I wanted you to see. So I'll just click on that and let you see some of the things that if we get the trifecta, we'll Democrats get the trifecta, we'll be able to do. Protect healthcare. Donald Trump wants 45 million people to get kicked off because it has Obama's name on it. Raise the minimum wage. The PRO Act. Continue supporting Ukraine, which is very important. Uh, Somewhere in here is codify Roe. Make Washington the 51st state. You know, we have to get this trifecta so we can put this country back on track. We just have to. Here we go. Federal birth control. They're coming after birth control, for crying out loud. These people are just anti-democratic. That's all I can say. Okay, so I'm going to stop share. I just wanted you to be able to see that. Now I'm going to share again and go back to the presentation. If I can remember which one it is. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that we did the candidates toolkits, and I wanted you to see what some of those look like. These are the ones from 2022. And, oh shucks. And these are the composites right now that James is working on for on the left side for candidates, you know, praising the candidate for what they do, you know, what kind of person they are, what kind of things they've done for our country. And then the comparison email or meme is on the other side. So we're just looking at these things right now and trying to work on the, as I said earlier, work on the Senate. And as soon as we get the House, we'll go into hyperdrive. This is some without going beating our horn a little bit. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna tell you how, you know, show you what our metrics look like. Impressions on the left side here. We've hit 1.625 billion impressions. An impression means it's kind of a measure of the total number of people who saw your content. For example, if you had an ad that was showing to 100 people, you would have 100 impressions. Well, we were successful in getting 1.2 in less than a year. This, and I want to take you to how this happened. Right here, the top chart shows shares and clicks. So shares in yellow, clicks in the darker color. And you can see that from this timeline, how many people have actually interacted with our content. The bottom one shows how each toolkit itself performed. And if you look right down here at the bottom, abortion, that toolkit gained the most traction, leveraging 15 points over the next highest toolkit, which was Donald Trump's indictments time 4. That got a lot of clicks. And then behind that is the case against Donald Trump. That comes in third, followed by Biden delivered, Kamala Harris, calls to action, environment and protect Project 2025, and then the 14 characteristics of fascism. And by the way, if you have you heard of Project 2025?
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
frightening, very frightening.
It's terrifying, absolutely terrifying. And it's a playbook for the next Republican who gets in office. It could be Donald Trump, it could be Donald Duck, but they have this playbook. It's 900 pages of terrifying revelations of things that the Heritage Foundation and 60 other right-wing organizations are determined to have done. Everything from no more DEI in the military. The martial law will be implemented against anybody who protests. I mean, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. Anyway, I just wanted to show you what our metrics look like and just editorialize a little bit. But I promised I'd show you a video, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I might have to stop share, but let me know if you can hear and see this. Can you hear it?
It's kind of it's kind of coffee. I'll say it that way. So it's not like it's coffee.
Okay, but can you hear it?
It's not playing it all right now.
Oh, it's not. Okay,
No.
I think I have to press that little button. Screen share. Yep, I have to press the button. Okay. You got to love Zoom.
Yeah, they're always changing and updating for sure.
That's the truth. I wish they'd make that little button with the sound permanent instead of letting you have to press it first. Okay, ready?
If you only get your information from right-wing sources, you'd think the economy was in trouble.
He says 2024 is going to bring, and I'm quoting him now, the biggest crash of our lifetime.
You'd think crime was rising. And you'd think inflation was rising too.
50% say same theme. They'll be less generous this year due to inflation.
You'd think no one was doing anything about the issues important to Americans.
Not a creature was stirring, not even commander or major.
And you'd think we have a president who is either completely out of it or a criminal genius. All of this is complete nonsense. The stock market is hitting all-time records. Inflation continues to fall every month. Economic growth is gaining speed. Wages are up. Violent crime is down. More Americans have health insurance. Unions are making huge gains for workers. Manufacturing is booming. Unemployment is at 50-year lows. By every economic measure, the economy is better. None of this is possible without the steady leadership and vision of President Biden and the Democrats. If you want more great accomplishments of an administration who cares about working Americans, you need to shout it from the rooftops. People need to know the truth that Joe Biden is building an economy from the middle out to benefit everyone, not just the wealthy. Help the Freedom Writers Collaborative spread the word by going to our website and share our Shout It From the Rooftops social media kit.
Time for a pause. This is beyond amazing. Oh my gosh. It's what's missing. It's what I've been like, I think we've all been screaming for. Joe is out there working and we're not even elevating what he's doing.
Sorry about that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I said this is beyond amazing from my perspective. Because first you showed the ugly and then you showed the good. And that's what's missing. It's like that's the rhetoric my ears have been dying to hear. Amazing.
Yeah, we really
I can't wait to share.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
There are several positive ones out there. Take a look at go to TikTok or Instagram or one of those sites that host the videos. I'll send you a copy of the presentation so you have all the material you could share.
Oh, awesome.
But they, there's tons of videos out there, including one on Project 2025.
And we need that too. You guys have any questions, comments? Well, I mean, I like burst in with excitement. Go for it if you do.
So where can you said on the website you get the toolkits?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's awesome.
I'll put the link in a chat. It's freedomwriterscollaborative.org.
Okay.
I've got so much stuff open, I can't find it. So any questions? Because the next slide would be questions.
You have our anti-racist email address. Can you send the links to that and I can distribute them to the members that are not here
Sure
today?
thing.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I sure
And
will.
are you part of the Move On community?
I participate in a move on activities, I
Yeah,
guess,
okay. Okay.
but I'm not an official member.
I can upload it to that one because we have right now almost 4,000 members.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fabulous.
So I'll be strategic in uploading to that platform then.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And do you share with individual national?
I'm trying.
I'll try to take on that initiative too and just see what
Oh, thank
happens.
you. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Because Liv follows me on Instagram
Oh,
and
really?
I'll just
Okay.
share it with her on Instagram.
Oh, fabulous. Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Thanks.
Yep. Absolutely.
Gentlemen, you have a question, sir?
Yes. Yeah. First off, sorry I'm late, but church went over very long today on Palm Sunday, so it
Oh,
was
that's right.
extra
Yeah.
long. I am not on Instagram. I have a Facebook account, but I'm really not there. You know, I'm not a social media person. It's all emails, look at the internet, etc. So how can someone like me use a clip like you have? Is it just to send a link out to my people that I know? Is there are there other options?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. In fact, we have a YouTube channel. You have to host videos on YouTube for it to go anyplace else. I found that out. So we have a YouTube channel. You go to Freedom Writers Collaborative, and all the videos show up. And you just click in the URL. Just click and copy their URL, put it in an email, and send it out.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
One video at a time, if you like, or you could sign up for our bi-weekly emails, and you can send those out to your network people, on your email list, and they can sign up directly. It also, most of our emails have a video in them, so they're already, hosted and ready to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good way to stay in touch. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Are
Mm-hmm.
any of the I live in Arizona, so
Mm-hmm.
we're particularly concerned about making sure Carrie Lake doesn't get
Amen. Yes.
in the office. Are any of the state Democratic organizations sharing this information, or are they too caught up in their own branding are there contacts there? I mean, I'm relatively new to Arizona, but during the last during the 2022 election, I
Oh,
guess,
yeah.
I was a big volunteer on the state and getting Mark Kelly in and everything. But like,
Hey.
is there any cross promotion there currently going with some of these big races, or are you looking for contacts there, or how
I
do you
would love
envision
to
that?
get contacts. Yeah, I'd love to get this content into the hands of as many people as possible. And before you came on, I was telling, um, uh, oh shoot, Evelyn, sorry, about the weirdness of. Okay, so they're regional coordinators for blue states, red states, and purple states, and they don't communicate with each other.
Yeah,
So I found that
yeah.
odd, but I'm trying to get my regional coordinator to give me as many contacts as possible in those red and because I'm in a blue state, in those
Mhm.
red and purple states, so that we can, do what we're doing today, let people know it's available.
I'll
Yeah.
I haven't reached out to the in Arizona.
Mhm.
They were calling it Mission for Arizona in 2022, but I
Mhm.
don't know if that's what it's still is, if that's still the state umbrella
Mhm.
organization or not.
Yeah, what I've noticed with progressive organizations though is that they tend to have their own little pocket of how they disseminate
Yeah.
information. You know, they might
Mm-hmm.
all endorse, let's say, a Ruben Garcia, was it from Ruben
Oh,
Gallego.
Gallego.
yeah.
They might all endorse him,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're working together on that endorsement. It doesn't mean
Right.
that they're working separate either. But
Oh, really?
those with the two major
Mm-hmm.
organizations that I'm with, you know, I think they have both already endorsed him, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
see any collaboration on that endorsement yet.
Right.
It might be later where when we phone bank and do parties that it's going to come into play, but I don't see that happening right now. I've seen it in the
Uh,
past though where they did collaborate and work together, but not necessarily because they're very when the platforms are really strong, like these two groups are, they
mm-hmm.
tend to just stay with their platform. And I
Yeah.
don't know if part of it is legal or not. Sometimes it's legal that they can't do certain things together.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm especially interested in and appreciate from what I've seen so far the way to communicate the success of the Democratic Party in legislation and activities. I mean, I think the Democrats are terrible at communicating what we've accomplished. And
Yes.
it's so frustrating for me to see, you know, all this negative stuff that comes out from the
Mm-hmm.
opposing folks, and we don't seem to be able to communicate the positive, constructive things that people are getting from Democratic legislators. I mean, it's
I don't know.
really painful.
It
So
is. It
I
is.
appreciate that part of what you guys are doing, especially.
Thank you. Thank you.
And all of
It's
this material is
disturbing.
available for
Mm-hmm.
anybody to come and use and distribute. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Terrific.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, it's disturbing that we've taken this horrible turn in our country, and it's Orange Jesus who did it. You know, he made it. I wake up every morning and go, is he still around? Come on, God.
Yeah, we're
But he's ruined us. He's ruined our country for at
he's
least a
headed to
decade.
he's headed to taking it down the down drain.
Hmm. But somehow, like you said, we got to get the word out of all the accomplishments of this administration with and what will happen if that man gets back in office or any Republican gets back in office and Project 2024 goes into force. They want to fire thousands
Yep.
of civil servants and bring in their own, minions to run the federal government or to do like the Republicans have wanted to do for years, strangle it and drown it in a bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
I've forgotten who said that, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I remember that from decades ago.
I have a question on sharing the links though for the memes and everything else. Let's say, for example, I go to YouTube and I lift the link. Is
Mhm.
there any way? What I've noticed that people don't necessarily click links
Mhm.
alone, but if they have a visual with that link, there's a higher tendency, I think, for them to click the link and listen to the video. Is there a
Yeah.
way, let's say, for example, the one you showed us earlier, can I have that visual to upload with the link?
Yes, absolutely. Just take a screenshot of the very first piece, turn it into a into a JPEG,
Yeah,
and
okay.
then you upload it. Yeah, you could do
Okay.
that.
Because I've noticed that, especially with the larger organizations, like, why aren't people reading this? There's absolutely no headline. And people,
Mm-hmm.
we're a visual nation, even more so
Mm-hmm.
these days, I think. So good to
Oh, I
know.
think so too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
so
can't
too.
wait to start sharing this.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Can't wait for you to start sharing it.
I
That's
have to say,
terrific.
I love the way how easy you've made it because
Oh.
as also as like a marketing person,
Hmm.
people want to promote and share, but they're busy and I mean, that's what I've always done throughout my career. It's like, okay,
Hmm.
here's the copy, here's the image. All you have
Yeah.
to do is cut and paste. I promise it's easy.
Hmm.
So hats off. That's
Oh, thank
that's
you. Thank
really
you.
fabulous.
That's James. I mean, Jeff who did that. He got that. He's amazing. They're all amazing. I've never worked with a stronger team, a more determined team. And it shocks people when they find out only 4 of us are doing this work. But we meet religiously every Thursday at 4 o'clock Pacific.
That's
And we determine.
amazing. I had no idea when you were talking about this in our BIPOC call, because I'm thinking I got to see what she's talking about because I couldn't visualize. This is
Oh, okay.
cool. Yeah, this is
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I
Do
hope it works. It
Are
just
they
has to
aware? Are members of that group aware of it?
aware of.
What you're doing? You
Oh,
talked about
yes,
it. Was that the first time you talked about it with that group the night we were on together?
it was the first time I talked to that group about it. Yeah.
It sure would be good if everybody in that group would start sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I can upload it to that Slack channel. If you have you already done that?
I
Have you?
have not. No.
Okay, so that's another group we can upload to.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. Just if
More
you
the
send me the link
merrier.
so I can get started. I can't do it all like next week, but I'll be strategic in getting that done though for sure.
Oh, super. Okay. I've got one more slide I want to show you. Uh, um, yeah. Wait a minute. There it is. So back in November, Rachel Beitkoffer is a political strategist, and she has a podcast and decided she's also one of our subscribers. She came to us and said, I want you to be on my podcast because I'm starting a year-long effort to highlight grassroots efforts that people are doing in the field. And so we were the first ones that she interviewed. So I'm going to send you this. You can go to her podcast site and listen to that interview. So I just wanted that to be the last slide that I share with you. That was in November.
Wonderful.
Oh, and she has a book too that's just phenomenal. It's called "Hit 'Em Where It Hurts," using or turning Republican talking points back on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good book. I rarely take a hard copy book and mark it up, but I have all kinds of markups and outlines, and I use that book a lot too.
I think that book has actually been promoted by Individual National.
Has it?
I've seen it in an email that I received from them some time ago. I believe so.
Oh, good, good. Glad to hear that because she hits them where it hurts.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, so here's my question. I know you've shared a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What is your suggestion for the best meme to start with, or the best link to start sharing?
Um, Boy, it's hard to say because there's, like I said, there are 48 toolkits out there. I think I'd start with the ones that are positive.
Okay.
And also mix in the negative ones because fascism is real. It's a real possibility for the next election. And we need to let people know what fascists do. And Donald Trump says, I'm going to be a dictator on day one, or I'm going to be a dictator on only the first day. Wrong, dude. If you get in office, you're never leaving. You're going to be Vladimir Putin. You're going to be Xi Jinping. You're going to be what's his love affair with the guy in North Korea. I mean, come on. He's never going to leave.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, if he doesn't leave, he may leave because of health, but there'll be someone just like him on his heels if the Republicans got control.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's terrifying. Terrifying. We cannot let that happen. Every able body, especially young people, I mean, they're turned off right now about what's going on in Gaza, and I can't blame them. I'm turned off about it too. But we don't control Netanyahu. We just, we can withhold money, which I really hope we do, so that they don't have the resources they need to destroy that population. But the young people are really turned off, and we got to change their minds and let them know. If you're Muslim and Donald Trump says that he's going to pin up all Muslims and put them in internment camps,
that includes you. They don't believe that includes them
it
somehow.
includes you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is frightening.
Or not voting. I hear a lot of people say
They're
they're
not
just going
voting,
to vote.
yeah,
Then you
or
just
voting for Kennedy. Oh my gosh. The third party is the reason why we got Trump in the first place.
Yeah.
They split the vote. We cannot let that happen. I wake up every day. I mean, I don't have a life anymore. I am totally dedicated to this mission.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you're really gaining followers too, because it's going to take all the voices to get the message out.
Yes,
And
yes.
I believe that we're all on this call today. We're going to do what we can do in our little realm of influence for sure. This is something I've needed. I mean, I think we've all needed. We see that people are actually, I think some people are actually trying, but just kind of like staying in the same place and not getting a lot accomplished. And we need to get more accomplished. So I think these toolkits are going to allow for that.
I sure hope so. I'm so glad to hear you say that. I'm glad you all are excited about them. And I can't wait I'm chomping at the bit to get the candidate memes out there.
Yeah. You guys have any more questions? What's your strategy going to be? I want to know what y'all's strategies are going to be. I know, John, I think I heard yours, but Bob, what are you going to do? Because you're pretty active with our DMs here. What are you going to do? Wake him up, Bob. Wake him up.
Bob's you. You're on mute.
You're on mute, Bob. He might not want to answer. That's why he's on mute.
I find this stuff really exciting in terms of a tool that actually communicates the kind of values that we have, and part of the struggle for me in this whole thing is understanding where people in the MAGA world think, how they think. I mean, when you see the obvious definition of what Trump is about, and what he does and what he's guilty of, and people still worship him. It's hard for me to even understand where there's any logic at all in their thinking. It's more like a spiritual experience that they don't trust anything else except his voice. And
well, he told them in the beginning, you only believe it if it comes out of me.
Yeah, and they believe that. They swallow that. I mean, it's hard for me to really.
And not to believe what you see with your own eyes. I can't imagine that.
So
I mean, I see y'all. You guys are real. But, and people can be led to believe that you're not real.
Yeah.
That you weren't there. And I saw you.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. But some people, I don't understand that either. How are the brain's wired?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you weren't there. I was at that meeting. I was on the front row. You weren't there. It's that, don't get it. I don't get it.
That's why I think that we need to really communicate to the people who are going to vote against him. We have to get them out to vote. And if we get them out to vote, they won't win. But if people sit on the sidelines and don't know what to do and don't think it's that important, that's who we need to shake up, and that's who we need to be talking.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
I have one more question. This just popped in my mind. Okay, Yvonne. So I'm going to be strategic, and I think we all are in distributing the toolkits. Do you have a message that we don't have to write or summarize that we could include with it to begin with? I can say this is a toolkit from Freedom Writers Collaborative, but what does that really mean, though? Is there any other way to introduce, like everything we're saying here today, what Bob has said, Melissa, John, is there a message we could share out with that?
Well, actually, there is a video in the toolkit that describes the reason why these toolkits are important. But I can write something up for you.
Okay,
That's probably a good idea because we need something that, introduces the toolkit, other than the army of social media influencers that we have.
Yeah.
People who aren't social media influencers that still want to use it. Okay, consider it done. I'll get something to you.
Okay, and if you do that, then maybe what I would do, first of all, is to introduce your message in that first video.
Okay.
And then after that, let the people know that this is going to be an ongoing sharing of information from this particular group that's going to be elevating blah, 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 blah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just going to add to that because I love that idea, Miss Evelyn. But for those, and there was somebody on the call that said they weren't on social media, but even just one line, and if you aren't on social media, you've got to know somebody who is. So forward this to them, so just to add that too.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
Hey, John, take it away.
You may have said this before I came, but I've got to know the answer. When we say toolkit, what does that mean beyond the video?
Good question. And let me share again, and I will show you what I showed the group earlier.
Yes, I'm sorry that I did miss it.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay. This is good. Let me go back. Oh. Am I sharing my screen? You can see it?
Yes.
It says our social media toolkits.
Okay, screen sharing is stopped. Wait a minute, I did something wrong. Okay, I think this is the right one. Let me go to the toolkit. Okay, here we go. So here is the website, and these are the toolkits. And I'm gonna scroll slowly so that you can see what some of the titles are. Behind each one of these, what we call live tiles, is our memes with.
I think we're seeing the same thing, Yvonne. We only see the first screen.
Oh, you can't see this?
Where it just says we couldn't see it.
We just signed the join us screen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Okay. Now, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So let me go back up to the top and just scroll down. These are I was just saying these are live tiles, and I wanted you to see some of the subjects. Here's one: Trump promised, Biden delivered. Biden will protect Social Security. There's a lot of positive ones out here. And, I would
that
invite
one you showed us was really good. That shouted from the housetops. Is that on here somewhere?
Yes, it is. Here, let's go to that one.
I thought that was a great starter.
Okay. I'll show you some of the memes behind Shout It to the Rooftops. Okay, during the auto strike, he stood in the at the picket line, first president to do that. This is an old. I think 56 million Americans are on health insurance. Manufacturing is a boom. IRS collected a whole bunch of money from rich tax cheaters. The CHIPS Act. He's Donald Trump admits he's going to be a dictator. So these are just some of the reasons why we need to promote Biden and the Biden-Harris administration. People keep saying he's so old. I'm sorry, the man is experienced. And I'll vote for him come heck or high water. Oh, and it looks like the video is in here too.
And that's the one you showed us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So all of those are going to be in the toolkit. When I share the link, are they all in that link though?
Yes, they're all in that link.
That I need to understand that too, John. So thanks for asking that question. I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see that live tile. Click on that tile, and then it shows the list of social media posts that you can make. And I always pick just Twitter because, like I said, that's where the most of our followers are. And I'm more familiar with that than I am with something like Threads or Travel. But pretty soon we're going to be on Threads. That's the
Yeah,
next
I'm on
generation.
Threads. I'm not
Okay.
active on there, but I signed up because
Okay.
yeah, someone suggested that.
Yvonne, but
Yes.
probably
Yeah.
half or more of my people that are on my 50 people I contact on my social media, they're not social media people either. So I could just click that and find that YouTube address for the video, right? And just
You
put
can,
that
yeah.
in there. Because
If I
I'm
were
afraid
you, I
some of
would
my
use.
friends open that up and go, oh my gosh, I'm not on Twitter, I'm not on this, I'm not on that. But I just want them to get that video and share that video widely, for example.
Okay.
And I
Well,
can
I
click
would.
that video and get a link. Is that what I hope to do? Okay.
Well, if I were you in that situation, I'd just go to YouTube and let me pull it up.
Okay. Okay. And not do the whole kit. All right.
Right. If they're not going to share, although as I said earlier, they probably know somebody who is on social media, so they should share it.
Yeah.
Even if they're not on it, it would behoove them to share it. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to share again my screen.
Yvonne, would you be able to include the share screen on YouTube on your tile page?
Sure,
So
yeah.
that's an option, because like right now, the only options are, some of the, X, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. If there was a YouTube or being able to access the link from your toolkit page so they don't have to go multiple places.
If they only want the videos, I would just go to YouTube. And they're gonna, if they sign up for the emails, the video is the first thing they see in the header. So they could just click the video and just use that and not use the social media toolkit that's also embedded in the video. Yeah. I mean, in the email. So they're shouted.
And this is YouTube now we're looking at.
This is YouTube, yes. So I'm just clicking on all the videos so you know what they are. Morning in America. Oh, let me show you that one. That's a good. We took the old.
It's morning again in America.
Is it still
today? More men and women will go to work than ever.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Before in our country's history, unemployment is at its lowest level in 54 years, with interest rates at nearly 1/3 less than its highs of the 1980s. Nearly 16,000 families today will buy new homes, more than at any time in the past 4 years. This afternoon, 6,200 couples have married. And with inflation at nearly 60% less of what it was just 2 years ago, they can look forward with confidence to the future. And same-sex married couples are protected by the Respect for Marriage Act. It's morning again in America, and under the leadership of President Joe Biden, our country is prouder and stronger and better. Why would we ever want to return to where we were less than 4 short years ago? So wake up, America, it's morning. And our future is bright.
I noticed that was 1 minute and 22 seconds, and the message was deep.
Yes, isn't it? That's our James. I don't know how he does it, but he does it.
And the voice almost compels you to listen.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Wait. Where's YouTube? Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry about that. I got to find it and turn it off. Oh, there it is. Okay, I turned it off. It just goes and launches the next sequence video that it finds.
Yeah. So are most of the videos like most of them short then?
Most of them what?
Are they short? That was a minute and
Oh
22
yeah,
seconds.
yeah. Most of them we try to keep them under 2 minutes if possible, because you know it takes up a lot of bandwidth, and everybody has high speed internet. Although the Biden administration has money for high speed internet for even rural areas. How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's awesome. This is so exciting. I'm just so thankful that you had time, shared your time with us today. It's
Oh, I'm
really, really
delighted that
good.
you allowed me to do it. Thank you.
In this era of GOTV, this is what we need. I'm thinking, wow, I want to. Every other day, I've got to share somewhere every other day. I can see the necessity of it because I think we're so far behind in
Hmm.
messaging.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're great at messaging, and we have not been so good at messaging.
Yeah.
But it's time for us to get better at it.
Yep.
It's almost too late.
Yeah. Well, this is just March, so hopefully we can catch up a little bit if everybody, if we do our due diligence and share with our groups like John is talking about and everybody else is talking about. So I think
Yeah,
we can
that's
make it
right.
happen.
Well, the other side has been doing it for 30, 40 years. I mean, they've been and they are in lockstep, and we're all over the place. We're not, coordinated like they are.
Yeah.
Well, but somehow to me, that's the strength of the Democratic Party versus the Republican message that's almost cult-like, where that if you don't march inside those guardrails, we're kicking you out. And you've seen that with the legislators who step even their toe over that could be construed as negative to the MAGA, to Trump, and they are like, they're out. And so I'm saying that's what they've done. It's almost a cult-like existence in MAGA, whereas that's not really the message of the Democratic Party. It is a wider tent. It does create less in agreement of exactly the same message because, I mean, that's the democracy pluralism that we're trying to advocate. So we don't inherently march exactly in the same space.
Yeah, you're right. We're not a monolith. That's true. That's true. And it is a strength. It is a strength. We need to get everybody under the same tent on November 8th.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, we're right at 106. And the last thing we're going to ask for is a call to action, but I think we've had it throughout the presentation. So we know our CTA, Yvonne. We're going to make it happen. Thank you so much.
Thank
Really,
you
really
all so
appreciate
much for
this.
Thank you, Yvonne. Really, really well done.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's
So
nice.
you're going to send me the links, or did you guys pick up? And I can share it with you guys if you haven't gotten the email from the chat, because I don't think you can copy and paste from the chat.
Yeah,
you can just click on it though, and it takes you to the website.
Right.
So
and I was able to come back. Yeah, I joined up while we were.
Oh, you already joined? Okay. But I can send it to the other members, and I'll wait for your headline then before I send it to Yvonne.
Okay, I'll work on that.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Evelyn. Because we have a group of a lot of inactives that maybe that type of headline would help them get back in the ring a little bit.
Okay. I'll work on that. Thank you. That's a great suggestion. It really is.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. And like Melissa said, it's easy. It's there already. People don't want to work to make things happen. So you've already done that for us.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That's awfully nice of you all to say. We're in this together.
That's right. So go and have a great afternoon, you guys. And Yvonne, we'll be in touch.
Oh, absolutely. Okay.
Okay. Really, really appreciate you.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one. And John and Bob, can y'all hang on just for a minute? And Melissa, I love you. It's good to see you. Welcome
Love you
back.
too.
Yes. Bye.
All right. I'll drop off then. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. How are you guys doing?
That was good. I mean, I just, like I said, late, but I could still see what the message is, what she had. It's a great tool.